Hey guys, Meg here. Um, just rolled in from vacation a couple hours ago, and I just wanted to do a quick vlog on the Facebook post that I made the other day while I was on my trip, and that's about um, sort of changing the way we think about the reasons we lose weight or that we want to lose weight. And there's a threshold I think that we forget about, and there's a point that you'll get to when you're trying to lose weight where your health doesn't improve from that point forward. It's purely aesthetic. So, maybe you need to lose 20 or 30 pounds to get to a healthy weight for you. And maybe the next 10 or 15 pounds are purely for vanity. They don't really improve your health any further. And it occurred to me that so many of us are in that sort of losing 10 to 20 pound range and have been for a really long time. I mean, I'm talking about people who have been trying to lose the same weight since junior high school, even some as early as elementary school. I can remember, being conscious of my weight at a very, very young age. So most of my adult life has been surrounded by this overwhelming need to diet and to lose weight and to look a certain way. And it occurred to me that maybe a lot of us don't have a weight problem, we have a brain problem. Maybe the issue isn't that we need to lose that 10 to 15 pounds. Maybe the real issue is that we need to learn to be accepting of ourselves and to be kind to ourselves. We talk a lot about being nice to other people and being caring and compassionate to others, but how often do we follow those same rules when we're talking about ourselves? And I think that's a really sad thing. I think it's a little disturbing how we can be out in public and to see another woman or another person, whoever, and they may not be your sort of textbook movie star magazine kind of beautiful, but you can look at that person and appreciate them and say, wow, they've got beautiful features, or they carry themselves really well. Wow, that person is really confident. And for some reason, we don't think the same rules apply to ourselves. And that's a sad thing. We look in the mirror and automatically compare ourselves to the latest fitness model or the latest runway model. These super unattainable levels of aesthetic beauty that aren't necessary. And it's sad that we spend our lives, literally, some of us will spend our lives trying to attain some level of physical beauty that we think is necessary for some reason. And when it boils down to it, it really isn't necessary at all. It's totally unnecessary. How we look on the outside really doesn't mean anything at all. Why aren't we teaching our kids to be worried about how they treat other people and what they do to give back to society? Why are we spending all of this time and devoting our energy to telling our girls that they need to look great in a bikini? I mean, who gives a shit about what you look like in a bathing suit? If you're not a good person, what does that mean? It means nothing. And we literally spend billions of dollars a year on, cosmetic surgery and extreme weight loss and makeup and all these other things just to dramatically change what we look like. And when it comes down to it, what we look like doesn't mean anything. It's sort of ridiculous. And the really sad part about it is that even the women or men who have achieved what, maybe society thinks is this acceptable level of attractiveness, those people are as miserable as the rest of us. They don't think they look great. There's still somebody out there that's better looking than they are. So why are we still doing this? Why are we still so fixated on outward appearances? We need to dig a little deeper. We're better than that. And right now, as a society, we are not acting better than that. We're putting a lot of pressure on ourselves to look and be a certain way when we don't really need to be that way. And we're spending so much time and energy fixated on something that we don't really need to be so fixated on. Can you imagine if we devoted the same amount of time into world hunger or, helping relieve others in disaster crises? Can you imagine if we spent the time that we spend now on our appearances, if we spent, doing these other things, what we could accomplish. I mean, we could wipe out world hunger. It's pretty amazing to think about the kind of energy that we devote to these sort of things, and to just not being accepting of who we are, and who you are is something to be celebrated. I mean, I get a little emotional just talking about it because every single person has something unique that they need to contribute to this world, and it's sad that that often gets repressed in the name of vanity. People are shy or withdrawn, or they don't act like themselves, or they don't dress the way they maybe would like to dress, or whatever, because they're ashamed of the way they look, and that restricts them in so many ways. And that's a sad thing. It was a sad thing to be on vacation and to see people at the beach, wearing long sleeves and long pants in 35-degree weather, sitting in the shade and not having any fun, and watching their families swim. Like, who cares? Put on a bathing suit, get in the water. None of us are perfect. It's just not that important. And I feel awful that as a culture we make others feel bad for the way that they look. I think it's ridiculous. Like I said, everybody has something unique to offer, and it's a terrible thing that we stifle that because they don't look a certain way. That's something that we all need to work on. Something I need to work on too. It's not easy to not pass judgment, but the truth is everybody has their own thing. Everybody looks a certain way, and maybe they're a few pounds heavier than somebody else, but that doesn't make them any less of a person. So as much as I realize that there's a need for us to be healthier, we do have an obesity epidemic, and we as a society as a whole, we do need to work on our fitness and nutrition a little bit, obviously. I think that's really important, but for the rest of us who kind of have it figured out and we're pretty healthy people, I think we need to work on changing our attitudes a little bit about what's important. And you're not going to take this body into the next life with you. People giving your eulogy aren't going to talk about, how you rocked that miniskirt one year. They're going to be talking about the legacy that you left behind. And that's what we need to focus our energy on, is being good people and being accepting people and just eating healthy food, and to not feel guilty about everything that you put in your mouth. You have the right to enjoy what you're eating. You have the right to not feel bad about food. And we need to move away from these sort of guilt complexes that we've created, where you can't even enjoy yourself because you feel so bad about what you're doing. For what? So you're a size 10 instead of a size 8? Who fucking cares? It really doesn't matter. And so, I think I might even be making some changes to the Weight Loss Rebels program after putting some thought into it, because, the scale and the numbers, none of that stuff really matters. And so why even measure it at all? So you can torture yourself with it. I mean, it doesn't matter. So anyways, that's just something I wanted to touch upon, and something that I really believe in. And, with your help and with this website and everything on the Facebook page, maybe we can work at trying to change some mentalities about what healthy really is, and what healthy is to you. Because when it all comes down to it, what healthy is for you is the only thing that matters. So take care, guys.